Peace, peace, peace. Welcome to the channel. I am Atone. This is aToneTarot. Aquarius, you are tuned in for the topic of who's playing the middle with you. We're going to go past, present, and future via three traditional tarot decks. I'll pull 5 cards from each deck to see who in the past was playing the middle with you, who's currently playing the middle, and who might in the future make an attempt. All right, an Aquarius collective, I said an Aquarius, Aquarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's get up into it. I hope all is well with you guys. If you could, please go ahead and get it out the way. Smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. Your girl would greatly appreciate it. So let me break it down, Aqua. When I say, for those of you who may not know, what I mean when I say who's playing the middle, meaning 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You might want to watch them a little more because you may not be able to trust them out of your sight, right? So it's that type of energy, Aquarius. Let's see, who in the past did you have that going on with for my Aquarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 5 cards. Oh yeah. You had some decisions to make. Some necessary decisions needed to be made. There we go. All right, Aquarius. So for your message as it relates to who was playing the middle with you in the past, you received the King of Swords, the 7 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, the 10 of Wands, and the Emperor. So as it relates to who was playing the middle with my Aquarius collective, it was somebody really playing. They had a strategy around how to, what's the word I'm looking for? Lock you down, and not in the best of ways. Meaning they wanted to take advantage somewhat of your essence in a negative way, Aquarius. A manipulator, someone who saw you and looked at you as a workhorse. How can I put Aquarius to work to my advantage, but not reciprocate? So with this King of Swords, somebody had King of Swords and this 7 of Swords, someone had a very well laid out strategy that you began to see. You started to say, like, wait, hold up. Some of this is, I feel like I'm working for you with this 10 of Wands, and we're supposed to be partners. And the authority is not matching. So the math ain't mathing with this King of Swords and this Emperor. Somebody feeling like the Aquarius had the bag, the money, the resources, the thing that made the car move, the gas. But somebody was sitting back with their feet up, barking orders. Or this is how the Aquarius was feeling and said, I gotta make some decisions. Because no, you're not gonna give me half and ask for 150 in return for me to prove my loyalty, dedication, endurance, or whatever that person had on their list of wanting you to, Aquarius, to return back to them what they felt they needed to see, or they felt like they were owed. And the Aquarius was like, Nizal, no, I think not. Or at least that's what it's feeling like. The Aquarius definitely with this King of Swords being here, that's your court card, Aquarius. The Seven of Swords is your card as well. So if this was not being done to you, you might have been doing this to someone else. Looking at an opportunity to work a situation to springboard you into the next phase and or level of your life with this Emperor being here. Again, if this ain't your message, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. That's what I like to say. But this is definitely giving you or someone else saw an opportunity to work a plan as it relates to aligning with someone with authority or with some power, influence, and you strategically decided, Aquarius, I'm going to make this situation work in my favor as it relates to aligning with this individual, because I see the potential in me doing some extra grunt work. You know, there's that element of this as well, where, and it's not it's a all fair and love and business type of energy here as well. Like if it's not romantic where this happened, because everything is not romantic, right? This is given the art of seduction. Don't work harder, work smarter. With this Two of Swords, with this Ten of Wands, and Aquarius collective decided, you know what? There's an easier way to do this. If I align myself with this person, or I'm seeing enough with this person, other people may also believe that, or begin to see and be able to see my ability, because it's there. I just haven't had opportunity or maybe a stage to preview my talents. And someone has thought of a very strategic plan to get them from this King of Swords energy to this Emperor energy. Amen. It could be for good reason. I don't judge. But be mindful of, you know, your intentions at all times, because keeping your cards close to your vest and not telling one person, or everybody for that matter, what you have going on as it relates to your strategy. It could be career trajectory, education. You might have plans that you like, you know what? Watch this. And I know the people I need to align with. I know, because I've acquired the skill. I've done the work. You know, you might have a whole bunch of education. That's what I'm picking up on. You know, I got all this education. I got all of this experience just piled up. But I have not been given the stage or the moment to demonstrate, preview, display all of this education, experience, etc., that makes me Emperor potential. The Emperor is the authority. That is the one who calls the shots. So as it relates to who's playing the middle, or with you, or you playing the middle, because it's a strategic chess move, Aquarius, it's looking like from the King of Swords even to the Emperor, there will be advancement, evolution, growth, because some very strategic decisions have been made around working harder, not smarter, with this Ten of Wands being here. Because the Ten of Wands is a burden, is hard work, uphill battle, you know, having to start from ground zero. or start over and carry a whole bunch of stuff up a mountain when you had a wagon, but the wagon broke. But you got to get these 10 wands or sticks up this mountain at the same time frame that you agreed to with a wagon, but you don't got a wagon no more. So now you have to be creative around leveraging resources, your network of people. And you might have to, show up in a way that you hadn't before, Aquarius. And you can do so by giving enough of yourself where other people feel comfortable to give you the authority. Because that, again, when you hear who's playing the middle with you, don't think always negative. It could be for a very good reason. We deal with people in proximity for a reason. You can't have everybody this close to you in your life. It wouldn't be harmonious, right? And there has to be harmony, peace. I am an Aquarius, so systematic progression from, okay, this is where I am right now in my life. This is what I can manage. However, I need to pick up some momentum because I've learned some lessons around, or I've gained all of this experience and education, like I mentioned. And now it's time to start putting it to use. Now it's time to start seeing the return on the investment of all of that. That's what it's feeling like for this Aquarius collective, where you are ready to start strategically aligning yourself with people, places, and or things that give you enough proximity and visibility to advance forward. We'll say that if it's not a romantic message, right? So, and that romantic message was like, ugh. So I really hope that is not what's going on. Somebody really using you to the point of, but again, I'm an Aquarius. We are relatively intelligent people. And even though we don't speak on something, we don't allow someone to get over on us just for an extended period of time. Not too many Aquarians I know are wired that way. So it didn't feel like that was the majority of who was experiencing or would resonate and connect with that message is what I'm saying. All right, moving on to presently. Who is presently playing the middle with my Aquarians? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. 5 cards, please, Spirit. Two more cards, please. One more card for my Aquarius for present state as it relates to who is playing the middle. All right, Aquarius, this is interesting. And I say that because you received the 3 of Coins, the Chariot, the Hangman, the Page of Pentacles, and that 2 of Swords, but in reverse. So, as it relates to present state, who's playing the middle with my Aquarius? You have this 3 of Coins being here. Could be a work-related situation. There could be something with traveling, going to the middle of the United States. Again, you play in the middle. We're talking about the middle. You could be going or meeting someone in the middle as it relates to physically driving to have a discussion around a partnership or a major deal where this person is wanting to feel you out, or you might be wanting to do that because you guys haven't met physically yet in person, but you see promise in coming together with this person. So you have some hesitancy, and you want to see this individual in a different light. You definitely want to say, all right, let me see. It's all good right now, but let me see you in a season of grief or disappointment or even abundance, right? You know, people behave differently and move differently with individuals the when there's no need or there's more than enough around, right? So there's a lesson to be learned, and there's a opportunity here. You do pick up on that, Aquarius, but you're wanting to take it slow, right? You are definitely wanting to review your decision. You're being advised. Don't overthink it, Aquarius. We are intellectual signs. Yes, I am an Aquarius. If you are new to my channel, so I understand this Two of Swords being in reverse here, especially when it comes to a partnership or an endeavor with this Page of Coins. Is like, where do I put my money? How do I make my next move my best move, right? How do I know that who I'm aligning with now is not going to be a bad decision or a bad investment this time? So I'm really picking up on an Aquarius collective who is looking at something as it relates to work or money, financial growth, gain. We're going into 2026, right? So you could be looking at your legacy, financial, you're doing a financial assessment, right? Where you currently sit versus future state. And you're wanting to create momentum around your coin. You're wanting to turn 15 cents into $1. Like, you're looking for a way to multiply time as well as money going into 2026. And there could be so much angst around how to do this that you overthink something. Just be mindful of that. Aquarius, don't overthink it. And with this Hangman also being here, release some things. Trust the process. I was picking that up as I was shuffling. Trust the process. Trust your intuition. It will all fall into place, because remember, I spoke about all of that education, experience that you acquire, right? And this Page of Pentacles is a student of life. He is a student of life. And I say, as long as you remain a student of life, you will always be able to show up as a leader, with that Emperor being in the from the previous spread, right? Like, because that is the goal, it seems, for my Aquarius collective, to elevate and advance to some level of elder, leader. You know, you definitely see that it's time. So as long as you can remain, and as long as you remain a student of life, Aquarius, and are able to look at things from a different perspective, you don't have to worry about indecision or making the wrong decision. And the appropriate people that you're supposed to work with will naturally come in and cross your path. But especially with this Chariot being here, like, that's movement, physical movement, drive. You know what I mean? You're going from point A to point B. You're getting there. And you're getting there through resource of your own as well as external to you. So stop overthinking and needing to know every single detail of the plan, right? Because that may keep you, right, in a middle space that's not good, because the middle is not always is not necessarily the greatest place to be when it comes to wanting to or needing to move and go forward. You make a poor decision when you feel rushed, right? And you make a knee-jerk. No, this is allow yourself to think back on how you survived, overcame, and accomplished the things that you've come up out of in your past. To know that where you sit right now, you don't have to have every detail of the plan to know that forward motion is where you're going. So as it relates to who's playing the middle in current state, don't feel like there's much room for a review of who's playing the middle, because my Aquarius is so hell bent on the future. I can feel the energy of, all right, let's moving on, Atone. Let's get to the next part. So don't negate the journey, Aquarius. Smell the flowers. Pay attention. Even write down, journal some of the experiences that you are having right now, Aquarius. Because this middle and this current state message feels like be present. Be present. All we have is right now. Do not take for granted that the future is there. And also, don't take for granted that you'll always remember, understand, and know your past. Because as we get older, those things escape us, right? They're in our subconscious, yes, and they're with us. But being able to sit back and reminisce on certain memories and the details of those memories, you might miss some of that. And I'm being called to advise you to journal, to make note of, to help keep you present, because you need to stay grounded to some degree so that indecision doesn't occur. You're not making decision out of impulse because you're so excited to get to the next thing, right? Because you feel fired up. You're like, you're ready. Like, I got this person on deck to do this, to set up my artwork. I have this person or this financial institution ready to give me a loan to get this off the ground. I'm picking up on an Aquarius who is ready, like ready. And you could be rushing a bit. So be mindful, stay grounded, observe where you currently are, and remain a student of life. And as long as you do that, you'll be good to be able to discern, understand, and see who around you can work with this Three of Coins versus who you shouldn't, and who you just inadvertently invite into your life too. You know what I mean? Be mindful of that, of either inviting or dismissing and discarding resources and people because you're like, oh no, you're just making decisions, knee-jerk decisions in a vacuum or in a moment. Be mindful of that, Aquarius. So that is present state. Let's see what's going on for who is playing the middle as it relates to future state for my Aquarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And if you haven't done so already, please smash that like button, comment, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. All right, Aquarius, who is playing the middle as it relates to the future? And again, whenever you find this message, that is your timeline of delivery of this message, when you're supposed to receive it and understand it as it relates to you. And if it's not your message, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. Present state, who's going to or possibly attempt to play the middle with my Aquarius collective. I hope all is well with you guys. One more card, please. And there it is. Okay, Aquarius. What is going on? So you received the Tower, the Seven of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords in reverse, and the Knight of Swords. So this Seven of Cups is confusion. It's jumping out at me because you received that Seven of Swords in that first spread for past. And this Tower, Seven of Cups, Ace of Swords, somebody, it feels, again, was trying to maybe intentionally confuse you. And it either creates a tower moment for you or them. And the truth comes up and out, and somebody who is usually more calculated and objective becomes dismissive. And so the Queen of Swords upright is a savvy businesswoman. When she's in reverse, oh, she's not the enemy you want, because she's conniving. She's very lie and wait type of energy, and she rolls out a very creative plan of revenge, if that is what she is after, right? And with this Knight of Swords being here, if that's not what she after, it prompts or provokes someone to say something and speak this truth. You see how he running towards that Ace of Swords, that Knight of Swords? He running. That's a seeker of truth, because somebody with this Queen of Swords is either playing puppet master in the background with a, and I hate to be dramatic about it, you know what I mean? But you be surprised sometimes the lengths people go to confuse the conversation, to stir the pot, to muddy the waters, even because they are trying to get the smoke, the heat, the truth up off of them. No, don't come looking over here in my backyard, right? Because people like that are probably the loudest mouth in the room, right? It's like some know-it-all energy, like somebody having to really question somebody to the point of other people saying, leave it alone, Aquarius, just let it go. That's what this is picking. This was given. And Aquarius like, no. I got the receipts. I heard them say it. I got witnesses. You was there when it was said. Run it back. Because the middle is not feeling too good as it relates to present state for my Aquarius. It's like either you're in or you're out. Either you said it or you didn't. Either it's a lie or it's not. You or somebody around you wants or somebody gonna need a definitive line drawn in the sand. But in doing so, in pushing and chasing after this truth and pulling at the thread, it could unravel the very chaotic environment. Chaos. Like this is a problem. This Tower. Somebody goes on a hunt for a truth, because maybe with this Queen of Swords being in reverse, somebody says something, or it's like you're trying to insult my intelligence now. Oh yeah, no, I can't have you. We not doing that. You're trying to gaslight me. You're playing in my face, and I can't have. I need the truth. Somebody is seeking, chasing, begging, calling after the truth. They on a hunt for the truth. But that search, be careful. Be careful, Aquarius, because this is giving the energy of you start asking questions and start talking to certain people, certain things start coming up and out, and you might, or somebody might inadvertently expose a truth in such a way where a definitive line is drawn in the sand. And once it's out there, it's out there. It's like you can't unsee it. You can't unhear it. Now we got to do something about it. So let me know how that plays out, Aquarius. Like, I almost want to clarify this. Not almost. I'm going to clarify this Queen of Swords in reverse, because that's the trigger right there. Like, well, she sets it off, and from her comes the truth. And it seemed like she got a squad behind her, a group or a gang behind her. She has some authority. This Queen of Swords in reverse is someone misusing their authority and the resources and people that they have, and they're getting them on the bandwagon down a path of let's go after this individual or this thing. And you could be misleading, or someone could be leading you down a path of trouble, Aquarius. But we're gonna clarify who is this Queen of Swords, Spirit. Who is that? One more card. Yep. So this is in relation to work and or how you get your money. Somewhere at some point, maybe you were very happy at a job, a new endeavor with this Ace of Coins. The offer being made. You see the handout, right? The offer. Here you go. It was something new that springboarded you into a place of comfort with this King of Pentacles. Not necessarily riches, but you're able to sit and take care of the bills. Everything cool. Nine of Cups, something or someone, some arena where you found with this Nine of Cups, joy, pleasure, fulfillment at one point is venturing and teetering on the energy of I have to question now who I'm following and why I'm doing this. This is game play with this Queen of Swords in reverse. That is, I gotta play the game. I gotta, play this game to get this coin. Again, remember in the current state, it was like Aquarius, just be easy. Give people, or maybe it was past, I can't remember that quickly, but give people enough proximity to you to where you are able to be seen, but not everything. You know what I mean? Give them just enough to get what you need as it relates to this opportunity that you may be about to step into. But don't let the floodgates just open, because that can work against you with this Queen of Swords. Be careful, Aquarius, around proximity, access, information you give people, when and how you give it, as it relates to maybe people you work with these coins being here. Or however you give your money. Again, be mindful of who's watching, because some level of confusion is going to pop up, or somebody is trying to deliberately deploy confusion as a tactic to hide the truth. But again, I told you my Aquarians are very intelligent people. And that to me is our gift and our curse. Because sometimes you can have enough book smart, intelligence. Remember, I told you you have acquired all of this education, right? But there are some things that cannot be taught. You just, you have to learn them through experience, through observation, through trial and error, through, knowing what works versus what doesn't for you, from top to bottom, left to right, from dietary needs, spiritual beliefs, all of that. And it takes time to acquire that perfect cocktail setup and arrangement for your life, right? And in doing so, over time, there could be an area of your life where you have relied so heavily on money and intelligence, and you have not really tapped into, Aquarius, more the spiritual side of things, your intuition, and you're being advised, or you're being shown, or you will be shown how sometimes that level of intelligence is just as important as being book smart, as having a nice bank balance, right? Because those two things are great. They definitely increase your chances of success in this world, but they're not everything. And you're acquiring, it feels like, in this moment or in future state, right around the corner, Aquarius, abilities and strengths around deployment of that emotional side of you, that spiritual side of you, and how it all comes together to make up what it is to be an Aquarius, or you, the Aquarius that I'm speaking to, right? So that is your message. I hope that it helps. And until next time, peace.